Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Having wondered why people are resigning from well-settled jobs? Maybe you're looking for career growth or self-satisfaction. Well, hats off to you guys. You are serious risk takers for switching jobs. Thanks for the great response on our great resignation video before. If you have not watched that yet, please go into the description below and click that link so you can watch this before you see that video. It'll make more sense. And if you want to see more informative videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button below. The corporations are leaving no stone unturned to ensure the safety of employees and ensure their employees return to office. But the survey results show something negative. It shows that about 40% of employees prefer to quit their jobs rather than returning to office. Working remotely has ensured that they save their money and time, and it also helps to ensure better work-life balance for them. The survey also found that the main benefits of remote work included cost savings and avoiding the office commute. More than a third of these surveyed said that they saved at least $5,000 a year by working from home. The stats are impressive, right? Well, aren't you guys amazed? Employees are not missing their cubicles and coffee, but looking to attend Zoom meetings on their comfy couches. The employee-friendly corporations are also becoming keen to retain their talent and fulfilling their demands by ensuring a hybrid workforce where you can work from home if you want, where there will be an option to choose your desired mode of working. But here are also the question arises that are people really keen to resign? If yes, then, what are the reasons for them choosing to resign? Let's discuss that in detail. Despite the logical predictions about how the COVID-19 pandemic would negatively impact the economy across 2020 and 2021, many industries managed to sustain the hit and even grow substantially. S&P 500 and Dow Jones Industrial Averages set record highs in August. Most industries marked growth over the course of the year, excluding highly affected segments such as airlines, restaurants, leisure, and auto parts. It seems that the vaccine's efficacy will mitigate the possibility of future lockdowns, and hiring is on the rise. The U.S. quitting spree is also still going strong. After dipping slightly in May, the share of people leaving their employer rose again in June, when another 3.9 million people quit their jobs, according to the latest job opening and labor turnover survey. The numbers come in slightly lower than April figures that showed a record 4 million people quit during that month, sparked by confidence that they could find a better job anywhere. Data suggests workers leveraging today's tight labor market are coming out far ahead with higher wages, while average wage growth for all workers increased just 1.5% in June compared to a year ago. It's up by 8% for job switchers, according to the latest workforce vitality report from ADP, the payroll company. Many employers are having to compete for workers by offering attractive signing bonuses, higher pay, which is great, better benefits, even better, and more accommodating work schedules, which is the cherry on top. The latest job reports said there are 8.7 million workers looking for work, meaning there are currently more than 1 million more job openings than people who can fill them. Workers have the power. But unemployment numbers don't capture the millions of people who are misclassified, experienced a pay cut or drop in hours, or had to stop looking for work altogether. For example, limited child care access during the pandemic has disproportionately caused women to be forced out of work. Workers excluded from official unemployment numbers are disproportionately Black, Hispanic, Asian, low-income workers, and those without a college degree. Those are just the stats. Meanwhile, women who recently quit for a new job are seeing above-average wage growth. ADP shows 5.4% wage growth for women versus 6.8% for men. But because of the wage gap, women are starting from a lower average wage compared to a higher wage for men. Furthermore, women make up a disproportionate share of workers in leisure and hospitality, which is the only industry where wages were lower this year than last year. While the number of people leaving their current jobs to look for new ones exceeds pre-pandemic levels, lingering pandemic concerns and limited caregiver options remain major barriers to fuller economic recovery, writes ADP chief Nella Richardson. A resurgence of COVID-19 cases across the country due to the contagious Delta variant could upend economic recovery from the from the spring and earlier summer. Already, employers are having to navigate the CDC updated indoor masking guidance, a growing body of organizations requiring vaccines and delayed return to office plans. Seeing all sorts of opportunities, people have switched the industries. Some have taken classes or attended online boot camps to learn new trades or professions in fast-growing areas. Like technology, there are still people concerned about the virus and have pulled themselves out of the job market. Working mothers felt the need to choose between work and childcare. This has been especially difficult for people who live in cities where the public schools stopped in-person learning and sent students home. People dealt with overwhelming stress and anxiety during the outbreak. Mental health issues, feeling of burnout, depression, and isolation were widespread. These people may have taken a break or sought out employers who provide an empathetic and caring environment. This movement is exciting. By quitting a job, workers show that they are confident in the future. In the future, it also signifies that there are sufficient jobs available that if the work doesn't work out, they could find a new one relatively easily. This was certainly not the case for most of the last year and a half. One broadly unexpected phenomenon is the global exodus of talent across organizations, small and large. The pandemic led an unprecedented shift in rethinking work-life balance, providing new possibilities for freelancers working from home, along with an influx of remote jobs through new businesses making the leap. And while the onus is on shaping the work dynamics around retaining talent, the majority of businesses suffer the consequences of parting ways with long-time employees. This means rebuilding core departments and catching up on institutional knowledge takes time. Here is what we can do to reduce the tension across the organizations and externally, and survive through the next few months. While the sense of freedom does sound exhilarating, it represents an extreme, seeking a breath of fresh air after a long year of lockdowns and panic which affected social dynamics, disarmed parents with kids starving at home, and led many to question employment safety across brick and mortars. In the coming months, this process is bound to hit a plateau, with regular payroll taking precedence and team activities coming to life. Here's one piece of advice though. Please don't quit your job unless you have something else. It's way too risky. Without a job, you have less negotiating power. Without a current job, you can't leverage the possibility of a counteroffer to gain a higher salary. You could be out of work for 3 to 6 months or longer. When you interview, hiring managers will question your judgment. They'll be concerned that you are too impulsive and may leave their company over some minor issue. So consider that. That's all for today. Don't forget to like the video and stay tuned for other videos like this. Bye.